What questions you should ask if you're buying a 100-year-old house or a 200-year-old house? What are the pros and cons of buying an older home? Sometimes my clients don't want a new home. They don't want this cookie cutter home that everybody else is buying. They want a home with character, with charm, with interesting details, but they want all the updated amenities, updated utilities and everything else. Those are very hard to come by, but if you're willing to invest some money and time, it will be not only a great investment, but you'll also have your dream home. This is Noune and the Greater Boston Real Estate Show, and today we're talking about what to be aware of when buying an older home.
Noune's Greater Boston Real Estate Show.
Because of my passion for Victorian homes, all of the photos here in this video, most of them are of Victorian homes. On my drives around Boston or in the suburbs, whenever I see something really beautiful, I just stop my car, get out, and take a photo. My house is 120, 130 years old, and we kept doing renovations over the years. Oh, now this breaks, we need to fix that, and now that, and we need to update the other thing. At last we got fed up, and a few years ago we decided to do a gut renovation, and hopefully we'll not do anything for another 40 years. Not being realistic, of course. Would you consider buying an old house with character and history, or you're a new construction person? Write in the comments. If you're thinking of buying or selling real estate, please reach out. My contact information is in the description box below. Number one, you need to have a very detailed home inspection, ideally with an inspector who knows older homes. And second advice, if the house is listed in the Registry of Historic Homes, you need to check with them first before you do any changes. Here are 9 common problems. Number one are sloping floors. We see those very often. So it's a settlement thing, it's a foundation issue. You know, usually a house settles to a certain point and then it stops settling. You will see signs of cracks in the walls, minor cracks, and usually that's normal, but it depends of how sloped your floors are. If it's a little bit of a slope and you can live with, number one, you can cover it with rugs, we can cover it with furniture, and a lot of times you cannot see it anymore or feel it. If it's a little more, think about changing the trim as well to go with the slope. So your baseboards, your crown molding, it can have a little slope to kind of even out, change your visual perception of the slope. And number three, if the sloping is really bad, and I've seen many houses like that, you can take off the floor. Let's say it's a hardwood floor, you take off the first layer of the floor, and then you work on the beams, you even out the beams as much as possible, and then you put the flooring on it again. Number two is end-of-life roofs. And if the seller doesn't know how old the roof is, the inspector can give you an idea. Sometimes they say it's end of life, but it can go for another 5 years. The important thing, you want the house, the older house that you're buying, to be waterproof. So roof is a very important thing. The windows, insulation. Don't focus on the cosmetics when you're buying a very old home. First, do the major things, which includes the waterproofing. Number three is electrical. So a lot of houses that have long history and their electrical system was not upgraded. They might even have knob and tube wiring, which is very, very old wiring system. When you have a knob and tube wiring, you might have problems getting a mortgage or securing homeowner's insurance. I think it's very important to update the electrical. So my clients bought a house that was about 150 years old. They decided to do the renovations first on walls and floors, thinking they will do other major things later. While they were renovating and not living in the house, thankfully, their house caught on fire, and it was an electrical fire. The house almost completely burned down. So my advice to you is first take care of main things, because electrical fires are very common and they happen in older homes much more frequently. Number four is plumbing. So you heard about lead paint being dangerous, but it can also be in piping. Just recently with my client, we're looking at had a condo she wanted to buy. The inspector said, oh, do you know you have lead piping? It's not very common, but when that happens, that means it was never upgraded. It's a good idea to change that line from your house to the street. That water pipe needs to be changed because over the time it deteriorates and leaches lead into your drinking water. We don't want that. With older homes, you have older property, you have older trees, which are tall and they have very strong and long roots. They get into the water pipes, and that can slow down the water flow. Number 6 is utilities. When you do an inspection, your inspector will tell you the lifespan of whatever you have, the HVAC system, the water heater, any other utilities. If you hear like the water heater, the furnace is very noisy, or the heating is not even in every room, those are signs that you need to do something about it. Number 7 is toxic building materials. It used to be that lead and asbestos, they were thought to be great building materials. If the house was built before 1978, most likely it has some lead paint in it. Watch my video about how nowadays lead inspections are done. Asbestos was considered the greatest insulator. It was covering pipes, it was covering furnaces. Both lead and asbestos need to be professionally removed. Toxic gases of radon and carbon monoxide are very common in older homes, and they happen to be odorless, colorless, tasteless, which makes them even more scary. Radon gas comes from the earth, and if you have cracks in the foundation, it can leak into the living spaces, especially if you have a finished basement and you're planning to spend a lot of time there. It's a very good idea to test for radon. But it's not that expensive to fix and to mitigate. Carbon monoxide can be from leaking gas from the stoves, from HVAC systems, in garages and other areas. You want to make sure that you're safe from carbon monoxide poisoning. Layout and functional problems that exist with older homes is they didn't have many bathrooms. It's a modern thing to have several bathrooms in the house, but older times they had maybe 5 bedrooms and only 1 bathroom. To change that situation, you need to have an architect, maybe structural engineer, to come and look at the house and tell you which room can be converted to a bathroom. If you have the patience, if you have the budget for it, and if you love old homes, go ahead and make that offer. This is Noune and the Greater Boston Real Estate Show. Make sure to watch my other videos and like and subscribe. My contact information is in the description box below. Contact me to schedule a Zoom call.